Welcome to Middleton.
And good evening, and welcome back to high school football on Minnesota Sports Broadcast Network. I'm Cody Ordner. Alongside me is John Wecken, bringing you back high school football. It's week one, and we're here in Wisconsin in Middleton, just outside of Madison for this week one matchup between the Hudson Raiders and the Greenfield Hudson Hawks. Should be a good matchup here. What do you think of the season already opening up this early, John?
Well, in all honesty, August 18th is a very early date for a high school football opener, and I've been asked time and again, well, why so early? You know, it usually starts maybe the last week in August or even early September. It's because of the playoff scheduling and the expansion of the playoffs. And, to get a 9-game regular season schedule in, you have to start this early. This is a Hudson home game, even though we are at Newton Field. We're going to break now for the national anthem.
The playing of our national anthem was here at Middleton High School for this week one matchup between the Hudson Raiders and the Greenfield Hudson Hawks. And we're just talking to John Wecken. I'm Cody Ordner, and we're talking a little bit how the season's starting earlier again this season as we're here in mid-August, but a long season as it is, and a lot of teams just trying to get the rust off, especially in week one.
Well, I think for the Hudson Raiders, practice started August 1st for all these teams in the state of Wisconsin. It's an early start, August 18th, and it's an early start even within the context of an early start because most schools' games start tomorrow night. The traditional high school football night, of course, is Friday, and here we are on Thursday. A long trip for the Raiders coming down here, a much shorter trip for Greenfield, which is ironic because it's supposed to be a Hudson home game. But beautiful facility here at Middleton High School, an excellent press box, artificial surface. More and more fields are going to artificial surface. The new Hudson Stadium to be completed next year will have the artificial surface, and many teams in the Big Rivers Conference have gone to an artificial surface as well. So getting that experience playing on that on this type of surface is always good. Greenfield, a Division II school, a strong school, and Cody, you can speak more to that, won their conference last year. Hudson had a bit of a down year last year after 4 consecutive winning seasons that included back-to-back Big Rivers Conference championships. They were a little down last year and had a losing record and did not qualify for the playoffs. However, they ended strong. A couple of their losses that prevented them from having a winning season in the conference. They had a close loss to Chippewa Falls. They had a close loss to Superior. So even though the record doesn't show it, they were closer in several games than you think. But really hoping to rebound this year and get back to the winning ways that they had in years prior.
Taking a look at the team on the opposing side, the Greenfield Hustling Hawks, 7-2 last year, 5-1 in conference play. Like you said, won their conference championship in the Woodland East Conference, but they did lose in level 1 of the playoffs to Union Grove, 27-6. Some of their key returners that they have back, Samuel Streeter played quarterback last year. He's going to move to wideout to go in ahead for Rayvon Bartlett Jr., the senior quarterback, 6'4", 210 pounds. Also, their leading rusher last year, Ezekiel Banks, just right around 700 rushing yards with 14 touchdowns from last year. So a very good running attack for this Greenfield team, and it's going to be a big thing for Hudson to have to stop early on.
Well, I think Greenfield's going to have some athleticism and some speed, like you said, and that's something the line, from a defensive standpoint, and defensive coordinator Neil Hatfield, it's the linebackers' tasks to shut down those running lanes, contain that running attack, try to negate the speed that they very clearly have, a very talented team. And I think this is a good non-conference matchup for Hudson for that reason. Start with a team that plays out of Milwaukee, and they play some of the big boys down there, and have done very well. We're getting the introductions here for the Hudson Raiders right now. As the Butterflies, particularly for the younger guys playing in their first varsity game. Even though we have a fairly sparse crowd here, it's the season opener. It's what you prepare for. It's what you wait for. And this is a journey that started for some of these young ball players way back in grade school on the Saturday mornings outside of EP Rock Elementary School, learning the basics, learning the fundamentals of the game of football. And you grow, and some drop off and some stay with it, with the ultimate goal of getting to the varsity, making the varsity, and being able to run through that tunnel and run through that line of players there on the opening night.
You can't go wrong at that week one, especially when you're a high school kid. Like you said, moving up to that varsity level and getting to the first week, it's a big journey just going through the training camp or practices early on in the year, and then all of a sudden, boom, to finally get out on that field. It's something a lot of kids have been waiting for, because for this Hudson team, a lot of youth on this team, whether it be on the offensive side and the defensive side, a lot of youth and a lot of guys just getting out on that field and possibly starting for the first time tonight. Well,
right. It's soon you get the Butterflies out and you get settled in. Another thing you got to watch for both of these teams tonight, and that's dehydration. We're starting tonight. We're still in the 80s here. That'll continue to drop a little bit, but again, 18th of August, and we're during a hot spell right now. We got the mosquitoes buzzing around, the high humidity. You got to watch for the dehydration. You got to watch for the cramping. So you're probably going to have a fairly heavy rotation of players in and out on both sides. A lot of liquids on the sideline there. I think a lot of players are going to see, quite a bit of action. I don't know if a lot of guys are going to go both ways with significant time. You got to get your game legs, and that usually don't get that till the third, fourth week in September. So we'll have to watch for that. And high school football is here. It's been waiting for it ever since the 4th of July, and now
I've been
here we
waiting
go.
for it ever since the season ended last year.
That's true. Me too.
Well, the Hudson Raiders will be kicking off to start their first game of the season. Back to return for Greenfield is number 2, Donnie Reesby, and as well as number 8, Samuel Hodges as well. Kicking off for Hudson, number 46, as Parker Poling. I want to thank you for joining us tonight on MSBN, bringing you Hudson football all season long. And getting ready to go, crowd getting amped up. Players lining up. Players are set. And kickoff is official here at Middleton High School for this Week 1 matchup. Kick all the way near the end zone, going to be taken out right across the 10, right up the middle on the right side before he gets bombarded by 3 defenders right around the 15-yard line. Good job on special teams for the Raiders to start this game.
Jake Danielson amongst a host of others for the Hudson Raiders. The 2016 season is officially started, and pretty good kickoff coverage in the first kick of the game. Of course, Hudson will receive at the beginning of the third quarter in the second half.
Setting up the offense for the Hustling Hawks. Quarterback number 4, Rayvon Bartlett Jr., senior, 6'4", 210 pounds, a lot of size. They have a 4-receiver set. And a handoff, a little play action up the middle, run going nowhere. Minimal gain, maybe a yard or 2 at the most. Good job up the middle for the Raiders defense.
Well, talking to defensive coordinator Neil Hatfield, he feels he has some talent on the defense. He's got some size, and he's excited about the potential this unit has this year.
Pistol offense now for Greenfield. Defender almost jumps off sides, and he did. That's our first penalty of the season. That's going to be offsides on the Raiders.
Looks like Cole Goodbout, I think, jumped from his end position over there. And, you want to be aggressive. You want to be quick across that line. But those are the type of penalties we're probably going to see here, tonight. The offsides, 12 guys on the field, that kind of thing is, we're very early on.
Second down and 3, now at their own 22. Takes the snap, Bartley throws far side, and it's caught right across the 25. Gets by to some defenders and take it down at the 30. That'll be a first down for the Hawks. First down of the season for Greenfield. Nice pass from Bartlett Jr. And notice that this Greenfield team does not huddle to get right up to the line. They got the next play already set. Clock will now go. We're just underway. 11 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side. Bartlett throws down the middle. Pass just falls out of the hands of the receiver, Sam Streeter, and not able to come down with it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
With the junior Sam Streeter, 6'1", 175. I think they'll probably be looking for him
Played
multiple times
last
tonight.
Year for this Hawks team. Second down and 10. Pistol formation. Bartlett Jr. rolling out now to his right, throws. Wide open, right across the 30, 35, right down the sideline, cuts back in across the 40 before taken down. That's another first down for Greenfield. What a shot he took to get down to the ground. Great job and great catch by Donnie Reesby.
Of course, in high school football, when you move the chains, the clock does stop temporarily for the movement of the chains. Now we're restarting play. Greenfield's got a good opening drive going here.
First down and 10, now at their own 43. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Receiver in motion, that's Streeter. They hand it off to Streeter on a sweep to the left, gets by a couple of defenders before brought down, right around the line of scrimmage. And maybe a half yard on the gain there, so it'll be second down and right around 10.
Of course, it's so important in a game to get on that board first, get that offensive going, convert some first downs, get into a rhythm here. And Greenfield now within 10 yards of getting into the Hudson side of the field.
3 receivers set. Pistol formation, Bartlett takes a snap. Passes, it's completed right around midfield, gets across to the 45 before taken down. A great catch there by Jared Davis, the senior 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver for the Hawks, and that's another first down.
The Hawks definitely got some speed and some size on the ends, and their hurry-up offense going exclusively out of the shotgun, a lot of movement behind the line of scrimmage. I think we're going to see a lot, 4 receiver sets and a lot of movement, that type of thing. It's Hudson's defensive challenge to respond.
Bartlett Jr. takes a snap. Read option, Junior's going to take it out to the outside, gets across to the 45, slips by defender, 40, and tackled down, shy of the first down, right around the 37, maybe 36. It'll be shy of a first down, it'll be third down and short.
Of course, on MSBN this season, we will have all the Hudson Raider football games, home and away, all 9 regular season, and potentially postseason, in October.
Second down, handoff, right up the left side, a good cut, gets to the outside, right across the 35-30 before tackled out of bounds. Another first down for the Hawks, good run there by Ezekiel Banks, leading rusher from last year, senior running back, 5'10", 210 pounds.
I'm seeing this hustling Hawks team definitely got some talent. They
definitely hustle.
They do, yeah. The name says it all. They got some guys that can really move, and they got a good-looking drive going here. Hudson's defense right now is on their heels.
First and 10 now at the Raider 27. Banks takes a snap, pass to the right side. It's complete across the 25, spin move before driven back. A good tackle there made by Devin Dalton, the senior defensive back.
Devin Dalton, the younger brother of former Raider running back Darren Dalton, who had a good career.
In right about 4 yards, going to say 2nd and 6. Bartlett takes a snap, drops back to pass rush coming, gets it out, throws down the middle, and a good deflection. A flag is thrown right at the end. See which way this goes. There was definitely some contact when the ball was coming. See which way they go with this.
Well, of course, in high school football, it's different from the NFL, whereas it's not at the spot of the infraction. It's a 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage that differs from the NFL rule. In this instance, it's going to be defense. It's going to be about the same anyway on this particular instance, and that's going to put them just about in the red zone here on the 11.
They'll mark it down. First down and 10 right at the 11-yard line. So the Hawks of Greenfield getting a good drive to start their season. 5 receivers. Bartlett takes a snap, throws down the middle, passes complete right around the 6, gets by the 5, getting dragged down shy of the end zone right around the 2-yard line. Right around a first down for Greenfield.
Greenfield has definitely proven they can have success through the air. The routes are fairly crisp. The passes are right where they need to be when they need to be there, and that's always been an Achilles heel with traditionally a very good defensive unit for Hudson is the susceptibility to the pass.
Second down and 2 at the 3-yard line. Bartlett takes a snap. He's going to roll out now. Handoff. Rush by Banks. He's going to be shy. Let's see what they mark it.
He's inside the 1.
He is definitely close to the goal line. They're going to mark him shy. It's going to set up a first down and goal. Good run by Banks. The defensive line and linebackers were able to crash in and make the stop before he got across.
Well, the Hudson defense tried to hold the line here. They're going
to say third down and basically 1.
Maybe even less than 1. Well, as they get the football set, we want to remind our viewers you can email us here at the booth. Very easy to do. Click on the email us link on your game tracker screen. Let us know who you are, where you're listening from, who you're cheering for.
Always like to use that.
How many years have I used that line? A lot. Love to hear from you, and glad to have you on board this opening weekend of high school football.
So here's marking now first down and goal. Man in motion.
It's first
Bartlett
down.
takes a snap, rolls down to the right. Pass is incomplete. Good job on the breakup in the secondary. Number 26, Alec Colander, the junior defensive back, able to get a hand in there.
Boy, if Hudson could somehow stop Greenfield from getting in or hold them to a field goal attempt, because they did get that first down inside the 1, so it's now second and goal. The scoreboard says first.
Second down and goal, man in motion. Hand off to Banks up the middle. Spin moves around and gets into the end zone. That's the first touchdown of the season here on MSBN. Ezekiel Banks gets 6 points for Greenfield. Go up 6-0 with 7:04 left to go here in the first quarter.
Good looking back, Ezekiel Banks. He's a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds. He was featured amongst a host of others. That was a good-looking drive for the Greenfield Hustling Hawks to open this season. A nice mix of passes and runs. They're quick, they're athletic, and they got some good talent out there. Defending conference champions from last year, and it shows.
PAT now set up Elijah Vero, the kicker. The kick is up, and it is no good. Goes wide right. So, once again, 7:04, 6-0 lead for Greenfield over Hudson. So you're listening to MSBN Hudson Football.
Got our first email of the night here. This one is from Cindy. Said, watching my Hudson Raiders from Hudson, Wisconsin. Go Raiders. And love to hear from you. Just very easy to do. Click on the email us link on your game tracker screen. During the course of the season, we get hundreds and hundreds of emails from people from all over the place, whether you're watching back home in Hudson, couldn't make the trip, or a former player, former alumni, interested, just an interested fan. We get quite a few people watching these broadcasts, and love to hear from you. Get a shout out on the air, and boy, it's good to be back doing this again. I haven't done a broadcast since May. We did some baseball and stuff, and haven't done a football broadcast since November of 2015. Would be the State High School League, Minnesota State High School League Championships from TCF Stadium. That was some 9 months ago.
Excited to move into U.S. Bank?
Yeah, we'll go in the U.S. Bank this year. We'll have to see how that works out.
All right, ready for kickoff for the Raiders' first drive of the season, low kick. And that's going to be returned back. Right around the 10-yard line, gets across a nice movement and good blocking up the middle, gets across 35-40. Good run there by Dominic Situmbico. Excuse me, that was Andre Burgess. So a good return and a good start for the first drive for the Raiders. 6:57 left to go in the first quarter, trailing 6-0. As Greenfield had a very impressive drive to start the season. They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 40 for the Raiders.
And, of course, we have some question marks with some key graduations from last year, and particularly one of them is that quarterback, senior Charlie Richards, is graduated now, and David Smith starting at quarterback.
And the first play, rush up the middle. It's right around the 45. And a good carry there by Aaron Squires.
And traditionally, Hudson has been a run-it-first, pass-second offense. They do it very well, but you never know with the personnel, depending on who you have to work with, where your skill player's at. Maybe they'll go to the air a little more this year, but traditionally in the 5 years we've done this, they've been a kind of a grinded-out team.
Rush for just a couple of yards there on 2nd down. Will set up 3rd down and 3. Quarterback for the Raiders, Max Stubendick. The junior, 5'9", 150 pounds. Man in motion, the snap, the pitch. It's around the 45, the line of scrimmage, gets by midfield. There's a first down for the Raiders. And a good run there by Andre Burgess. First down of the year for the Raiders.
And we're talking about mistakes being made on the field. There's a mistake being made up here in the booth by me. I was looking at the wrong roster. That's not David. David Smith plays for the Greenfield. My mistake.
First down and 10 for the Raiders now at the Greenfield 46. And off right up the middle. And a good push there, gets across the 40. The run there by Squires.
Another thing Hudson has done traditionally is into this hurry-up offense. Greenfield certainly did that very well on their opening drive. Traditionally you have the huddle and go up to the line, and both of these teams are just give me the ball and go. Kind of almost a 2-minute drill scenario.
2nd down and 4. And a handoff right up the middle of Squires once again. He'll be shy of the 35, near a first down. Looks to be just short. He'll set up a 3rd down and maybe right around 1.
That being Aaron Squires, 6'1", 185-pound junior fullback for the Raiders.
So the 3rd down for Hudson. Stubendick under center. Movement on the defensive line, and that's going to give another first down for the Raiders.
Well, the Hudson defense was called for that earlier on the Greenfield drive, and now Greenfield makes the same mistake. And again, it's all about timing and whatnot. We're in week 1. You want to be aggressive, but a good hard count can bring that on too.
Under center, handoff, Squires right side, tries to shake a tackle and able to get wrapped up. Maybe about a yard or 2 downfield to be 2nd down and right around 8 or 9. So the Raiders trying to put together a scoring drive themselves.
Got some emails coming in. We'll get them to their earliest opportunity, but Hudson's got a drive going here. We'll stick right to that.
Stubendick under center, takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws towards the end zone, wide open, and it's caught for the touchdown.
Bang, bang, bang. Greenfield scored on their first drive, and the Hudson Raiders, coming off a 40-yard kickoff return starting at the 40, have struck pay dirt themselves and tied it up.
31-yard touchdown to Thomas Berg. And there's a good start for the Raiders offense as they score their first drive as well. And just like that, 4:28 left to go in the first quarter, tied 6-6, pending the extra point.
Well, the Hudson Raiders primarily kept it on the ground to bring the linebackers in, mix it up a little bit, go to the air. The pass was perfect. The receiver had about a 4-step separation on his defender. 6 points.
Lining up for the kick. Kaiser Helterbrandt, and it's a fake throw to the right and just over the intended receiver. Would have been Tanner Gray. So with 4:28 left to go in the first, we're tied 6-all. Nonetheless, the Raiders get on the board to tie it. It's a good start for both these teams offensively. Now they got to find something defensively sound.
Well, yeah, that's good power running for Hudson. They limited the mistakes, and that's one thing you always got to work on in week 1 here. It's the again, the offsides, the face masks, the false starts, the 12 men on the field, that type of thing, because they've only been practicing. Well, they started August 1st. Today's the 18th. We're not even 3 weeks, and it's a warm night. As we said, it's been humid, very, very hot. We're still probably in the 80s here. And again, we're coming to you from Middleton High School down here by Madison. Middleton's a suburb of Madison. About a 3.5-hour drive. Cody, you came up from Fort Atkinson. Of course, Cody Ortner stepping in for Joe Moore, who had to end up staying back home, and we'll get him on. And Cody started your career with MSBN, and now you're in the radio business down here. So glad to have you aboard. And
thank you
for stepping in. And we'll get to the emails here. Paul Malika emailing in. Paul does a lot for the Hudson Raider program behind the scenes with the selling of the ads for the programs, and of course he sent a couple of very good young men through the system. Wade Malik, I remember him very well. He had such a great career. He came back from an injury and had a tremendous finish back in 2013. Very nice young man, and he's watching from home. Paul says a nice picture and whatnot, and got a couple other emails coming in. So Paul, thank you for tuning in. Hope all is well back home. Sam Simonis tuning in from Hudson as well.
As the kick is off, a little swift kick going to be picked up right around the 13. He can't get it up, and he has to fall to the ground. So rough field position once again for Greenfield. They'll start right around the 11 or 12-yard line. Let's see if they can turn that into points. They drove all the way down the field from the 15 on their first drive.
This Greenfield team can really go. They've definitely got some talent there. Sam Simonis says, I want to wish my dad, Coach Pat Simonis, and all his players good luck. And Sam says, go Raiders. And this is such a great coaching staff, and it's been a very cohesive unit. This is our 6th year of doing Hudson football. I think that's so key to building a program, is having that consistent coaching staff, and they definitely have it here for the Raiders.
First down and 10. And the handoff on the left side, and the Raider defense in the backfield for a big loss. It's going to be right around the 5 or 6 yard line. So good job on the outside. We've seen that a couple of times in the first drive where the Raiders were able to make a stop.
This is a fired up Raider team now. Football is such a game of momentum swings. It was all Greenfield. Greenfield had a great opening drive, went up 6-0, and then the kick went awry. That kind of got a little enthusiasm to Hudson, and then they had that nice kickoff return, and next thing you know, we got a tie ball game.
Second down and 15 from their own 6. Pass, that's complete right around the 10, wide open, able to juke by a defender, gets brought down just right around the 15-yard line. It might make it right to the 16. They'll set up a third down right around 5.
And that out of the Hudson defensive set, that quick hitter pass out of the slot formation there, they're going to be able to hit, unless Hudson does something different, they're going to be able to hit that all night long.
Bartlett takes the snap, throws far side, it's complete, but a good open field tackle trying to drag him out, and indeed he does, shy of a first down. So good job by the Raiders on their second drive defensively, able to make some stops. Let's see what Greenfield decides to do. It looks like the punting unit will come out on a fourth down. It looks to be right around 3 yards.
Well, a nice step up by the Hudson Raider defense. It's about field position. Football is a game of field position as well. When you start that deep in your own territory off that muffed kickoff return, the defense rises to the occasion, and they should get some very, very good field position coming out of this punt.
Punting unit out, fourth down and 2 for Greenfield at their own 19. 3:21 left to go in the first quarter, 6-6 ball game. Both teams scored on their opening drive. If you're just joining us here on MSBN, punt is off. Nice line drive, going to be returned right around midfield, and some good open field. Gets it right across the 40, 35, and brought down right around the 34. A good return.
Jaeger Marvin, and I remember him from last year as a senior. Now, not a real big kid, 5'10", 150, and the 5'10" might be a little generous, but he's got some moves. I remember him from last year, and an excellent return. It was kind of a line drive kick. He fielded it well, and look at the great starting field position here on the 33-yard line. Tie game, 6-6 first quarter. Let's see if the offense can do it again.
First down at 10 from the Greenfield 38, 3:12 left to go. The Raiders scored their touchdown on their first pass of the season. Man in motion, Stubbendick under center. And a pitch right up the middle, and has some open field across the 30, 25, goes down the sideline before pushed out. Near the 20, they're going to mark him at the 21, so that's a Hudson Raider first down.
Another small guy that's got some move, Andre Burgess, and of course you probably remember that name from a few years back. Alex Burgess had a wonderful career here for the Hudson Raiders. And Andre is not as big as his brother, only 5'8", 160 pounds, got some good moves.
A lot of speed, Stubbendick under center. Man in motion, hands it off. Right up the middle to Squires. Had a decent push, but just gets across the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
I want to say hello to Ben Gilbert and Easton Belland, watching here from Hudson, Wisconsin, cheering on the boys. Go Raiders. They want to give a shout-out to sophomore safety Jacob Dalton. Said, keep it real, bro. Emails continuing to come in. Keep them on in. We'll get to them at our earliest convenience. Thank you.
2nd down and 8, handoff right side, and Stubbendick is going to keep it himself, gets across to the 15, and he is going to be in the end zone, home free, touchdown Hudson.
That had me. It obviously had the Greenfield defense faked out because it had me faked out. I said, well, we only got a few yards out of that. And Max Steubendick, all 5'9", 150 pounds of him. Not a real big guy. He's got some speed. He is off to the races. That's Adam Cowell's That's Adam Cowell's option football there. Done very well, and the Hudson Raiders have pulled ahead.
Touchdown there, set up now for the PAT. And the kick, Kaiser Helterbrand, the kick is up, it's high, it's got the distance, it's good. 2:31 left to go in the first quarter. Hudson leads it now 13-6.
All right, gives us time to get into the MSBN email bag here. We got quite a few emails coming in. Want to say hello to Sharon Schwartz. She says, way to go, Hudson. 2016 is going to rock. And Sharon, it's looking good so far as Hudson's pulled ahead here. John, shout out to my next door neighbor, Tommy Berg. Woohoo, that one's coming in from Beth tuning in. Brett emailing in. Hudson looked good in the last drive. Nice selection of plays. Brett, I would absolutely second that. Charlie Richards, we just spoke to him. He was quarterback, or talked about him, quarterback from last year from the 2015 team. Says, go Raiders. Charlie, hope all is well in your future endeavors. Jack Hatfield, good luck, Dad, and all the players. Audrey, Ben, and Jack, wish luck. Jack Hatfield, of course. Defensive coordinator Neil Hatfield, had a nice talk with him at Dan Lockney's fundraiser. Of course, Dan Lockney, this is something we're going to promote all season long. We're going to talk about this more at halftime. Dan Lockney, former All Big Rivers Conference fullback for the Hudson Raiders, 2011, 2012. Now a student at UW, was diagnosed with a brain tumor this summer, and is in for a real battle. And we're going to have some things we're going to do to raise some awareness and raise some money for Dan, and we'll talk more about that at halftime.
And the kick is off, and a good kickoff it is into the end zone for a touchback. So Greenfield will start their third drive offensively at their own 20. Best field position they've had so far in this game.
Yeah, and Greenfield's got to get back to what they were doing in that opening drive, because that was just an excellent drive. A lot of movement, almost exclusively out of the shotgun, even some wildcat open backfield, a 3, sometimes a 4 receiver set. And they do run out of it. It's that whole philosophy of spread the field, and then that opens up the middle, for a running back, and they sure did it well on that first drive.
1st and 10 for the 20. And a handoff right up the middle. Good job by the Raiders to swarm around it. And might have got it right around a yard, 2 maybe. I'm in communication with our camera guy, John Reed from the River Channel. We want to welcome him aboard, and does an outstanding job. And he sent me a message on that last play talking about being faked out. John was faked out too. I know I was. Great play by Hudson. Clock now nearing 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 2nd down and 9. Pass on the left side. It dropped wide open pass. And the drop was made by Sam Streeter. Made a few good catches on that first drive.
I think Sam Streeter heard some footsteps on that one, but you got to be able to bring those in.
3rd down and 9. Clock at 1:58. Hudson Raiders lead at 13-6. Gonna mark it now. They're gonna say 3rd down and 8. Communication, official timeout right now.
Also want to say hello to Marley and Kendra from Hudson, watching brother Malcolm Kavalowski, and they say go Hudson. Keep those emails coming in. I know we got a lot of people tuning in tonight, couldn't make the trip, and thank you for coming to MSBN for 2016 Hudson football.
3rd down and 8. Bartlett in the pistol, 4 receivers sent, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side, getting signals in from the sideline. That's how Greenfield does it. Bartlett takes a snap, throws right down the middle, wide open, it's picked off, intercepted, passes behind, he gets across the 25, 20, 15, down the sideline, 10-5, it pushed out of bounds. And there's your first interception of the season for the Raiders.
Johnny on the spot that time was Spencer Schmidt, 5'9", 180 pounds, senior defensive back for the Hudson Raiders. He was where he needed to be when he needed to be there, and the Hudson Raiders with already a 13-6 lead. Starting in the red zone, coming off the turnover, that's key to coming out on top, is getting the turnovers, winning the turnover battle, and then taking advantage of those turnovers. They're in prime position to do that. First and goal from the 7.
Pass was just a little bit behind the intended receiver, Donnie Reesby, as Bartlett just not able to get a good ball on it, and you got to give it to Spencer Schmidt to just being at the right place at the right time.
I want to say hello to former Hudson Raider Alex Shaw. I definitely remember Alex from years past. Always great to see these former players. I know we got a contingent of Raider players that tune in on a regular basis from wherever they're at, and great to hear from them always.
First down and goal, handoff to the right side, and he will get near the 5. Gain it right around 2 or 3 yards. They're going to mark it right at the 5, so gain of just 2. Clock nearing down 1:35 and counting here the first quarter. Once again, Hudson leads at 13-6.
And what a turnaround for the Raiders after Greenfield put together an outstanding opening drive and went up early 6-0. But since that time, it's been all Raiders.
Stupidic under center, gets the pitch off, and the runner on the left side gets it down the sideline in the end zone. Touchdown.
And that's what Andre Burgess brings to the plate for the Hudson Raiders. You know, again, only 5'8", but he's got some speed, and it's just a pitch angle play, and it's all about speed. How fast can the defense shift to the side? The defensive backs, the safeties, the outside linebacker, and it was a race. It was a race to the pylon, and Alex Burgess won that race. Touchdown, Hudson.
Stupidic got hit as he was pitching the ball to Burgess, and luckily enough able to get it off clean. Oh, as that could have been disastrous. PAT set up, the kick is up, it has the distance, the height, and it is good. 1:18 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 19-6, Hudson lead.
Going back to the MSBN email bag, Adam Ruley emailing in saying, go Hudson Raiders, go Paulie. That one coming in from Adam Ruley, Marley, and Kendra. Emailing in, like we said, we got Nick Holm, another former Raider. Shout out to my boys on the field, keep it real. Nick Holm, I remember him real well from seasons past. Hope all is going well with Nick. Owen Jameson. Hi to my dad, Coach Jameson. Love you. Good job so far. Yes, I would absolutely agree with that, Owen. Thank you for emailing in. A big lead here now for Hudson after getting down in a hole 6-0. They've opened it up to a 20-6 lead. Looking good. We're still in the first quarter.
Yeah, very impressive drive so far for Hudson. Their first drive started it right around their own 40-yard line. The next 2 in Hawks territory. And the offense has just been rolling ever since. And to definitely give credit to the defense making the stops as well. Yeah. And then especially now with the turnover that set them up at the Greenfield 7-yard line. And
opportunistic. You win the turnover battle and you take advantage of the turnovers. You know, and Greenfield was hurt by that muffed kickoff that they started right around the 10-yard line. They had the interception. You know, there's been a couple of miscommunications on defense, and this opportunistic Hudson Raider team down early has come roaring back.
Kick is off with 1:18 left to go. Low kick going to be returned right around the 28. Gets across the 35-40 before being brought down. That return being made by Tyler Alborn for Greenfield.
Well, as Greenfield gets ready for an offensive set, looking out here, the Hudson band clad in their shiny new blue and white uniforms raised a very successful campaign to outfit the band with new uniforms. They look great. Made the trip down. A few loyal Hudson bleacher creatures and some parents made the trip down. Again, about a 3.5-hour trip. Long trip for this one.
First down at 10 from their own 42. Pass complete right around midfield.
I think
and they're going to say he was down by contact. That's going to be a first down, shy of the 45. Got to mark it right around the 46, right around the 46-yard line. So a good pass there from Bartlett, redeeming himself from that interception on the last drive, delivering a good ball to Donnie Reesby.
These hustling Hawks from Greenfield know they're in for a fight now.
First down at 10 from the Hudson 46. Bartlett drops back to pass. Pass rush coming, gets by. Now rolling out to the right. Defenders coming, gets by the 45-40. And before getting brought down near out of bounds, shy of the 35. And a good job by the secondary, the linebackers, to come swarming over to stop Bartlett from getting any farther. See where they mark this. It is near a first down.
Nice run by Rayvon Bartlett. He's definitely got some size. Rayvon Bartlett Jr., 6'4", 210-pound quarterback. He's very mobile, good arm, good field vision, and can really motor when forced out of the pocket. They're a nice gain. First down, Hudson Hawks.
Exact gain to 10 at the 36. Clock stopped right now with 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock will now roll. First down to 10. Bartlett back in the shotgun. 5 receivers set. 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Clock now down to 20. And getting signals from the sideline now. Clock down to 15. Bartlett takes the snap, silent count. He's going to keep it himself, rush up the middle, gets across the 35, and not much farther after that. And that looks to be the final play of the first quarter. And indeed it is. So after one, the Hudson Raiders lead the Greenfield Hustling Hawks 20-6 here at Middleton High School near Madison.
Going back into the MSBN email bag here. Of course, we're doing this first broadcast just straight through. We'll get the sponsors on board. We got some great sponsors coming on board, lined up for the 2016 season there, and we just decided that the first game of the year is so early in there, we're just going to do this straight, but we'll get the sponsors and we'll get the shout-outs to them, the thanks, and we're able to do this, make these trips and put on these productions because of the local sponsors in Hudson. And we have some great ones. We'll get more into that next week here. For now, we're going to go back into the MSBN email bag. The 2016 Bleacher Creatures. Shout out to the 2017 Bleacher Creatures for making the long trips. For making the long trip. The flags are looking good, boys. Of course, that's really a tradition at Newton Field. The Hudson Bleacher Creatures, they come out and they got the flags when Hudson score, and they come out sometimes clad in Halloween costumes. And, it's really got some good school spirit, some good support for this team in the Hudson community. Dan and Becky Kirkpatrick emailing in. Thanks, MSBN Sports. From the Kirkpatricks in Hudson, Dan and Becky tuning in. Mitchell Swanson emailing in. Miss playing with you, boys. That's Mitchell Swanson. Enjoying the game. Former Hudson Raider Molly Berg emailing in. Says, go Tommy.
Play now set to resume. Second quarter now about to be underway. As it's second down at 6 for Greenfield at the Hudson 33. Bartlett takes a snap, throws to the near side, and pass goes right through the hands of Donnie Reesby. Incomplete. And that'll be third down at 6.
I was asked all month I've been, since practice opened, the kind of mindset got back to Hudson football. They were 2-7 last year, which is, considering the tremendous success they'd had in years before. Of course, you were down with us for the 2013 state semifinals. Is this team going to be able to rebound and, come back to their winning ways? And I really think they can. I really do. There's some good talent here, and I think we're going to see a good 2016 season.
Third down at 6. Bartlett takes a snap, throws right side, pass is complete. That's going to be a first down, and brought down just across the 25, down to the 24. And what a dart there from Bartlett, able to deliver that in. Right into the receiver, Donnie Reesby. Dropped the last pass that went his way.
Well, Rayvon Bartlett Jr. is the real, at 6'4", he's got the size. That's the field vision between 5'10" and 6'4" at the quarterback position is huge. I mean, it just is. It's the nature of the game.
First down at 10 at the 23, read option. Bartlett's going to keep it, rush on the left side, gets by one defender before being brought down by a host of Raider defenders. It's brought down right around the line of scrimmage.
Tanner Gray, among others, coming up, 5'9", 200-pound senior linebacker for the Raiders.
Just underway in the second quarter, 11:15 and counting left to go. 20-6 lead for Hudson.
Of course, another thing we can talk about at halftime will be an ongoing theme for this 2016 season is the farewell to Newton Field. Back home in Hudson, this will be our last year for the varsity at Newton Field, and new digs next year.
Second down at 10, the pass complete up the middle, right across the 15-yard line. Looks to be just shy of a first down.
Is that Riley Brown? No, excuse me, that was Helterbrand on the catch. Or was that Brown? Anyway, Greenfield's got a good drive going here, I know that.
Third down at 2, Bartlett back at shotgun. 5 receivers. Looking right, throws, and overthrown. Contact was made, but no flag thrown. That'll be 4th down and 2.
I think if you're Greenfield, there's no question about it. You go for it. I don't know how about their kicking game. They probably are still early in the year. It's a question. A lot of things are a question mark, and your kicking game definitely is one of them. Without hesitation, they're going for it.
Now we'll 4th down and 2. First 4th down for the defense for the Raiders. Bartlett takes the snap. He's going to roll to his left, throws up to Rees, and it's caught. Rolls out of bounds. That's going to be enough for a first down right near the 10-yard line. Reesby makes the catch.
Excellent execution here. The Greenfield on this drive is looking like what they did on that first drive.
Yeah.
Moving.
Good momentum, good.
Good mix up and utilizing their athleticism and speed. And Bartlett's really got it going.
First down and goal now at the 9. Bartlett back in the shotgun, really spreading the field on this drive once again. Receiver in motion. He's going to keep it right up the middle. Gets by some defenders before being brought down by a host shy of the 5-yard line. It's be down near the 6 or 7.
And in the last probably 10 years, maybe a little bit more now, so many teams have gone to this spread offense. You know, the 90% shotgun, the open backfield, the 4 receiver set, and as opposed to the traditional pro set and whatnot. And when it's run right, it's a very, very effective offense.
Second down and goal from the 6. Throw to the end zone is up, and it is caught for the touchdown. Touchdown into Jared Davis, the senior 6'5", wide receiver for Greenfield. Cuts down that lead for the Hudson Raiders with 9:53 left to go here in the second quarter. It's now 20-12 pending a PAT.
Good looking drive by the Hustling Hawks of Greenfield. That gets them right back into the game here and pulls them potentially, well, to within 1 score pending the PAT. You know, here's the question here. They blew the first one. They're going to go for 2. Yeah, I figured they were. Here it is.
And a timeout's going to be called by Hudson with 9:53. It looked like trying to bring in some different personnel.
Yeah.
Didn't think Greenfield would go for the 2, but bringing in some guys, a little more size and speed.
We'll go back into the MSBN email bay. Keep those emails coming in. Very easy to do. Click on the email us link on your game tracker screen. You can let us know who you are, where you're listening from, your thoughts on the broadcast in the 2016 season. And school starting 2 weeks from today. A very early start to our 2016 high school football season. We got the Packer preseason in full swing. They're going on right now, and we got the Badgers not that far off. This is one of my more favorite times of the year. You know, summer's winding down. It's been a good summer, and fall athletics are right around the corner.
And now lining up for the 2-point conversion for Greenfield. Try to make it a 6-point game. Bartlett takes the snap, throws right up the middle. Pass is deflected up and into the air, incomplete. And a good job by the Raider defense to make the stop. There's once again 9:53 left to go in the second quarter. Hudson leads it 20-12, but the Hustling Hawks able to get back on the board.
Neil Stelzer emailing in, said, good job, boys, keep it up. Let's go, Raiders. Neil Stelzer, Stelzner, emailing in. Glad to hear from Neil. Jacob and Cecilia Cowles, good luck to the Raiders. Let's go win this game. I'm certain that their relation to head coach Adam Cowles of the Hudson Raiders. This is Adams, this is his, I believe, 10th or 11th season at the helm here for the Hudson Raiders. He's definitely had some good teams, back-to-back conference championships in 12 and 11. They had a conference championship in 09 and had some significant winning streaks and done an outstanding job. Of course, Adam was a great wishbone quarterback just down the road at UW River Falls in his day. Went to De La Salle High School in Minnesota. I've covered the De La Salle Islanders for a number of years over in the cities and had a great career there as well.
And the kick is off, going to be returned right around the 14-yard line up the middle. Has his seam, gets around the 35, 40, and finally brought down shy of the 45. And a good return there made by Jaeger Marvin.
And that's Jaeger Marvin again. Jaeger Marvin and Andre Burgess are a pretty potent 1-2 punch. Neither one's very big.
A lot of speed.
You know, that if you can consistently start between the 35 and 45-yard line on kickoffs, my goodness. I mean, that's huge.
Well, the Raiders will start their next drive at their own 43. First down and 10, 9:46 left to go. Stupidic under center, man in motion, and a penalty will fly. It looks like now Kaiser Helterbrand is in at quarterback, at least on that play. And it is a illegal motion on Hudson. That'll back him up 5 yards.
And I talked to Coach Cowles about this, and he has a number of young men that are very equipped to play quarterback, and there's been a lot of talk about young Kaiser Helterbrand, 6 foot, 195-pound sophomore. Had a very good freshman year, and expecting some big things from him.
Squires gets the handoff up the middle. Not much going there. Gets down near the 40. So it'll be a 3rd down and long for Hudson.
You know, if you're the Hudson Raiders, you can't get complacent. You have 20-6 lead, but Greenfield closed the gap to 20-12. They're really only up by 1 score here. They got to convert this 3rd down. Keep the momentum going.
3rd down at 15. Excuse me, 2nd down at 15. And a pass right down the middle, wide open, has his defender beat, and just couldn't get the reach on the pass. It'll fall incomplete. A good try by Thomas Berg, and a good ball as well thrown by Helterbrand. Just not able to deliver it on the money.
Well, I've heard some very positive. Again, you know, it was actually even talked about last year. Oh, we got this young man, that being Mr. Helterbrand, that we think is going to be one of these elite quarterbacks once he gets a little older and whatnot, and the arm strength is definitely there.
3rd down at 15. Helterbrand rolls out to the right, looking to pass, throws it, and it's caught. That's there paired by Jaeger Marvin, and out of bounds into Greenfield territory. That's a 1st down for the Raiders.
One of my favorite Raiders from a couple years ago was Jaeger's older brother, Braden Marvin. You know, he wasn't real big just like Jaeger, but man, could he motor. He was fun to watch. I think Jaeger is going to be the same way.
Now 1st down and 10 for Hudson at the Greenfield 41-yard line. Marching down the field, they face their first big 3rd down of the season, able to convert it. Helterbrand under center, hands it off to Squire up the left side, nowhere to go. Might have got a yard right up to the 40. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Emails continuing to come in. Barry Olson, a grandpa and grandma in Sister Bay, Wisconsin, watching his grandson and his team. Go Raiders.
Beautiful area up there.
Oh, yeah. Barry Olson, thank you for joining us, emailing in.
2nd down and 9, and a fake pitch right
Marvin
up the middle.
again.
There's Marvin.
There he goes.
Going up to 25-20 before finally being brought down. He lost the football.
Oh, no.
And he indeed did, and Greenfield able to recover. So both teams now have 1 turnover each. Marvin had a great rush going up the middle, just not able to cover the football enough.
Yeah, and then he showed his skill there, and you can see how he took his helmet off, very upset with himself. And the great drive going. They were inside the red zone. And I don't know if it got knocked out or it just popped out, but Greenfield's going to be backed way up, but that negates a very good run and a good, successful Hudson drive.
Greenfield now sets up shop, 1st down and 10 at their own 15. The Hawks looking to drive down the field once again, a handoff up the right side. A good job by the linebackers, the defensive lineman, able to stuff that one right away in the backfield. There'll be a loss of a yard right around the 14.
I want to say hello to Matt Fall. So he's watching from St. Thomas. He's a former bleacher creature. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of these names and former students and whatnot. And if you're going off to college, they haven't left yet. And I remember what that was like a long time ago for me. But great to hear from these former Hudson students.
Marlin now rolls out to his left, throws, ball off balance, goes out of bounds, incomplete. So that's a quick 3rd down now. 3rd down at 11. So the Raiders could come unscathed off this turnover.
Yeah, forcing him into 3rd and long with their back up against the wall here. And that's when you don't have a consistent running game, you're laying it all on the line with this whole run and shoot and the motion. And when it works, it's great. But when you're backed way up, to me, I like that power running attack to get that 3-4 key yards, get you some breathing room. And when you go strictly to the air, you lose that element to your offense.
We're down at 11. Marley back in shotgun, takes the snap, throws down the middle, and almost intercepted. A lot of contact there. No flag was thrown, so a quick 3 and out for Greenfield. A good defensive stop by Hudson after the turnover. So the punting unit will now come out for the Hawks. 7:55 left to go in the 2nd quarter. 20-12 lead for the Raiders over the Hudson Hawks of Greenfield.
No, hats off to defensive coordinator Neil Hatfield's defensive unit there, and stopped them 3 and out. They're going to punt it deep in their own territory, and the way Hudson's been returning the ball, they should get some pretty good field position. Now, this one if they're going to do a heavy rush or just play back.
Well, they're standing right around midfield, so you don't expect this punt to go too far. The snap is off the kick. It's a low-line drive. Shanked it off the left part of his foot, and
Hudson
there's
bounce.
a backspin as well. And that's going to roll out right near the 35-yard line. So another good field position start for the Raiders with 7:46 left to go in the second.
Jessica Wink emails in and says Hudson's number 1 is Jagger Marvin, as in Mick Jagger. He's my nephew, go Raiders, and I definitely remember him. So Jessica Wink emailing in. Keep those emails coming in. Got a lot of them tonight. A lot of people watching back home and couldn't make the trip, and people watching abroad. That's why we do it, to be able to bring these games to you wherever you are on this balmy Thursday, August evening. High school football is back.
First down to 10 for the Raiders at the Greenfield 34. And the handoff right up to Jagger. Gets by some defenders, goes across the 30, 25-yard line, shy of a first down. That'll set up second down at 1. And a good rush there by Jagger.
It looks like Helterbrand is staying in, and in talking to Coach Cowles initially, he said, we're going to do a rotation, and that's what they did. They're rotating guys in and out in the quarterback position so far. Looks like he's changing the play here.
Second down at 1 at the 25. Under center, hands off Squires. Gets the first down across the 20 and a little bit more. They're going to mark him down right near the 19. So a good first down there for the Raiders. Trying to get a good drive together here and put up some more points to extend the lead.
That being Aaron Squires, 6'1", 185-pound sophomore fullback. Hudson runs a lot of different players out of that backfield.
Hildebrand under center, hands it off Squires once again left side. Gets across the 15 and down near the 14-yard line. Right between the 13, 14-yard line. Good carry on first down. It's to be right around a 2nd and 6.
Boy, if Hudson could punch it in here, we're under 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Greenfield's drawn to within 1, so if they can open it back up.
Pitch to Burgess on the left side, has some room, and gets by down the sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown. Burgess, 14-yard touchdown. They extend the lead for the Raiders.
I'll tell you what, man, Andre Burgess, very different than his brother. That's almost an identical play. When Burgess got in the first quarter, only ran to the other side of the field on opposite, because we switched sides for the quarter switch. But hey, if it works, go back to it. Touchdown, Hudson.
Now for the PAT.
We got a shootout going.
The kick is up, and it is good. 27-12, 6:18 left to go here in the second quarter. The Raiders getting it done defensively and offensively as well, getting good field position. This lead could have been already had if it wasn't for the turnover on the last drive, but able to redeem himself on this one.
Want to say hello to Coach Huppert. Hope I pronounced that right. Huppert or Huppert. Said to all the Hudson boys, go get them, rah, rah, Hudson. Keep those emails coming in. And I know we've got some places back home that are airing the game, and we'll hopefully continue to add to that, so give you some options for places to go in town to watch, and in addition to your computer. And of course you can run it through your TV, and you can go on your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, your phone. Lots of different ways. Technology is given us so many opportunities to do quality things, and accessibility with wireless internet, and the advent of smartphones and things. I mean, we have people viewing these games in any number of different ways during the course of this season. We'll probably get viewers in from 35, 40 states, a dozen
people from Germany.
a dozen different countries. It's really something. It's the community and people abroad really enjoy these broadcasts, and it's fun to do them.
And the kickoff now. It is off. Low line drive kick. Going to bounce right around the 23 and finally picked up right around the 15. Rush on the far side. A good block there, and he has some open field before finally pushed out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So best field position so far for Greenfield. in this contest tonight. Let's see where they officially mark that.
They're going to start with very positive.
41.
We got 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in week one. We already got 39 points on the board.
Can't go wrong with that, especially offensively for the Raiders. But they've also been getting it done defensively after giving up that first drive touchdown. They've locked down, especially in the secondary, whenever Bartlett tries to pass.
Yeah, they had to shore some things up and did a lot better on the second series than the first.
First down at 10 from their own 41. Bartlett is going to hand off right side. And a good carry there, gets across the 45. Shy of a first down, a good carry made by Ezekiel Banks.
Of course, this one of the few games in the States. There's a handful of games going on, so the season officially opens up tonight, and then the bulk of the games tomorrow night. Now, you'll be where tomorrow night?
I will be in Whitewater and Jefferson down here in southern Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah.
Second down. And short for Greenfield. Handoff now back to Banks. He's going to get gobbled up in the backfield. You lost there to set up just a little bit longer of a third down. Yeah, the other game tonight is the Homestead Arrowhead game.
Yes.
Arrowhead, the opponent next week for Hudson.
Yeah, it'll be the fourth time that the Hudson Raiders will tangle with the Arrowhead Warhawks. Of course, two of those times were in the state semifinals in 12 and 13, and then Heartland came to Hudson last year, and Hudson had them down most of the game, and Heartland came back late in the game and pulled it out.
Third down and 3, pass right on the left side. It's complete. That's going to be enough for a first down just across midfield, down to the Raider 49-yard line. A good pass from Bartlett and a good catch by Jared Davis, the 6'5 senior.
And that rivalry between Homestead and Heartland Arrowhead goes back 15 years. They've met in the state championship game
many times.
Probably 3 times, and met maybe in the state semis before. Two excellent programs, big-time power programs, and around the Milwaukee area. That'll be a good one down there.
First down at 10 for Greenfield at the Hudson Raider 49. Bartlett takes the snap, hands off Banks left side, and a good job there by the Raiders.
Big-time penetration that time by 6'4", 230-pound junior defensive lineman Cole Goodbout. Came crashing through, had good penetration. Negative yards on that one.
Loss of 3. It'll make it 2nd and 13. And the Hudson Hawks lining up. 2 receivers, pistol formation. Playing press coverage on the near side. Bartlett takes the snap, throws deep down the right side, has a man open, and it is just incomplete. Good job there by the defenders in the secondary for the Raiders to break that up. Looked like it was going to be a good ball caught by Donnie Reesby, but able to get a hand in there and punch it out.
Rayvon Bartlett Jr., again, 6'4", 210-pound senior quarterback. He can throw a good ball. He's got the vision. He's got the arm strength. That was a catchable ball.
Reesby had to come back a little bit for it. It's just a little bit too much touch underneath it. But nonetheless, a great pass as it's now third down at 13.
Big play for the defensive secondary because they're going to go to the air again.
The Hawks spreading the field out.
If they're changing the play here, we got a 5-receiver set in an open backfield. Wow.
Bartlett by himself. In the shotgun, takes the snap. Defender coming, throws down the middle. It's high. It's caught by Reesby, though. Across the 35, down near the 30. Great ball there by Bartlett. Getting hit as he throws. Threw a good ball. An even better catch by Donnie Reesby.
Oh, and just an excellent catch. You know, he threaded the needle there, and Hudson had some pretty good coverage. But big-time third and long pickup by the Hudson Hawks.
Under 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. 3:15 County. Bartlett back at the shotgun. Takes the pass. Or takes the snap, rather. Rolls out to his right. Look at the throw. Flags will fly. And finally getting brought down across the 30, down near the 28, 27-yard line.
In the area of the field of a hold, I think.
A little discussion. And it's definitely going to be a hold on
somebody.
Greenfield.
Yep.
And that'll back him up.
Yep. Well, you just knew it. In the way the play was going out, you know, as a guard or a tackle, you can hold that block, but then you have to let go. And somebody over there on that far side didn't let it go. Referee was standing right there. Good call.
Back him up all the way to the Raider 45-yard line. So they're now going to deal with a long first down. First and 25.
Got some emails continuing to come in. Keep them on coming in. We'll get to them here after this play.
First down at 25. Bartlett takes a snap. Pressure coming. Gets brought down in the backfield. An even bigger loss now because they're back now in their own territory, right around the 47, 46-yard line. And a great sack there by the Raiders.
Cole, good bout again. The big junior defensive lineman, I do mean big, 230. I don't want to get him angry with me.
Good speed as well, off the edge. They're going to mark him down at their own 47.
I think Goodbout's going to be a good one. If he doesn't go all conference this year, I'd be surprised if he can stay healthy. Good
Second
moves.
down and long. Snap taken.
Here it comes again.
And it's a screen pass up the middle. Has plenty of blocks ahead of him. Plenty of room down the left sideline. And finally gets pushed out. Shy right around the 35. So made up some good ground there to make it right around a third down and 15.
An excellent, I call it a jailbreak screen. Some people call it a bubble screen. Basically, you allow interior defensive penetration. The quarterback dumps it over the pursuing interior defensive lineman. You get a couple blockers out in front. Run very well that time by Greenfield. They needed that to negate the big-time hold.
So a third down and 15. Ball now at the Raider 35-yard line. 4 receivers set, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Bartlett takes a snap. Pressure coming. Has to evade it. He does. Gets across the 35, 30, 25,
He's wide
20.
open.
Has wide open field. 10, 5, and the end zone touchdown. Greenfield answers 35-yard touchdown rush by Rayvon Bartlett Jr.
Boy, and that was a huge play for Greenfield, being backed up 3rd and 15 with the time ticking away here at the close of the first half. And he just saw a seam out here on the left side, and the defenders had dropped back, and he just turned on the gas, and Rayvon Bartlett Jr. was gone. Wow.
35-yard rushing touchdown by Bartlett Jr. Makes the score now 27-18 with 2:02 left to go in the second quarter.
We have got a shootout.
The lineup for the 2-point conversion will bring it back to that 7-point game. They failed on their last time. A pass up the middle got popped up into the air and just fell harmlessly to the ground. Snap is taken. Throw right side. A fade pass. It's up, and it is caught.
Meet me at the corner.
And a great catch there made by Elijah Rosario for Greenfield, 6'2", 160-pound sophomore for the Hustling Hawks. Once again, 2:02 left to go in the second quarter. 27-20 is the lead for the Hudson Raiders, just by 7.
Hudson opens up these, 2-score leads, and back come the Greenfield Hustling Hawks, and the defense, had them backed way up coming off that hold. And then they had the very well-run bubble screen, and then the 3rd and long scramble all the way into the end zone by Bartlett. And we got ourselves a one-possession game again, 47 points scored, and we still got 2 minutes and change left to go here in the first quarter.
Can't ask for anything better so far
No.
week 1.
No, this is
A great way to break in the season.
if you like a lot of offense and a lot of scoring, you've got it tonight here in Middleton High School.
Players line up now for the kickoff. And it's off, low line drive. Once again, going to land right around the 15. Gets by both returners and rolls right around the 5 and stops. Burgess able to pick it up. Has to try to get around defenders. Able to shut off a few tacklers. Gets around the 15.
Face mask.
And a flag is down. Correct on that one.
I could see that one plain as day from my vantage point up here in the box. Burgess got the face mask pulled, and the referee was looking right at it.
Great job by Burgess to make nothing into something
Yeah.
on the return.
Lemonade out of lemons there.
And a face mask indeed.
Yep.
That'll move them up.
One other game involving Big Rivers Conference teams tonight. Eau Claire North at home, opening the season, up against La Crosse Central. We'll see if we can get a score update on that one. And the other teams in the Big Rivers are in non-conference action tomorrow night.
So 1:58 left to go here in the second quarter. Raiders trying to keep their momentum going, maybe get some points before the end of the half. Still have it first out of 10 at their own 24. Drops back to pass, throws it down the middle, has a receiver open, and a fight for the ball. Who's got it?
Who's going to come down with it?
And they're going to say interception. A great job at the defense, and a great job by Billy Petrosk for the Hudson Hawks, and a late turnover here in the second quarter. And the Hudson Hawks now have an opportunity to at least tie this game before halftime.
Well, Hudson choosing to kind of roll the dice fairly deep in their own territory with 2 minutes and change to go, went to the air.
Good ball by Hildebrand.
It was a good ball, and it was anyone's ball going down to the ground, and the defender apparently just wrestled it away, and it was determined he had possession on it. And the second turnover of the half for the Hudson Raiders, and Greenfield trying to punch one in and tie this up as we're under 2 minutes.
1:51 left to go. The Hawks just scored moments ago to make it 27-20. Hand off to Ezekiel right up the middle, sheds by a couple of attackers, now rushes to the far side, has some room, gets across midfield, 45, 40, getting pushed out of bounds, and what a run there by Ezekiel Banks.
And now the momentum is all switched to the side of the Hudson Hawks, even though they're still down by a touchdown.
This is a crucial part of the game. Anytime
It really
you get
is.
late in the second quarter, if you can carry some momentum into the second half, that can be huge.
The Hudson defense is going to have to draw the line here and protect that 7-point lead, as this is a fired-up Hudson Hawks team right now.
First down and 10, now at the rate of 39. 1:39 left to go in the second quarter. Bartlett Jr. back in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Banks. Gets by the wrap tackler before being able to push ahead. Maybe a yard or two.
Clock continuing to run here.
Under a minute and a half, down to 1:25 and counting. It'll be a second down and 8. This Greenfield team able to get up to the line very quickly.
And they
4 receivers, pistol formation.
And they have all 3 timeouts to work with as well.
Bartlett Jr. takes the snap. Pump fakes. Throws right up the left side. The pass is dropped by Jared Davis. Had some room to run if he was able to make the catch, but not able to. Clock stops at 1:07.
We did get an update here from that other Big Rivers Conference non-conference game at halftime over at Carson Park. La Crosse Central 7, Eau Claire North 6. So that's completely the opposite of what we have here. They got a low-scoring game here. We got 47 points on the game between Greenfield and Hudson. Kind of a contrast there, but good luck to the North Huskies trying to come back and have a good season this year.
Third down and 8 for Greenfield. Bartlett takes the snap. Look at the pass. Rush is coming. Throw to the right side. It's complete. The flag is thrown. It's caught down to the 25-20 before brought down near the 20. But like you said, flag is down. Looks like a holding will be called as there's 58 seconds left to go here in the first half.
That's going to negate a very good gain for the Greenfield Hustling Hawks there. That's going to be about a
18-yard. That would have been an 18-yard pass completion.
And you're going to back it up
10 yards.
10 from there, so you're talking almost a 30-yard difference there. Big break for Hudson.
Holding indeed. That'll back them up all the way right at midfield. So Greenfield, a big third down if they want to have any opportunity at points yet here in this first half. 5 receivers set. Bartlett back in shotgun.
And we know what happened the last time they got pushed into third and long.
Drops back to pass, throws, wide open to receiver. It's caught inside the 20. First down right to Donnie Reesby for Greenfield. 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Clock will stop to reset the chains. A good pass and a good job by the receiver to get wide open there for Greenfield.
And for the second straight possession is now Greenfield burns a timeout, and I figured they would. They have all 3 to work with. For the second possession in a row, they have really come through on third and long situations. Once by a quarterback scramble, this time through the air, and they're knocking on the door inside the red zone again. The Hudson defense with their back to the wall, trying to protect that 7-point lead in this high-scoring, very exciting first half.
A lot of good action so far. A lot of big plays in this game. A lot we've seen on our last drive for Greenfield, a 35-yard touchdown run. We've seen Burgess get in the end zone from maybe a few yards out. But they're big plays, and they're causing a lot of big momentum for both these teams so far here in the first half. Well,
this Greenfield, they've ran a little bit hot and cold in their possessions, but when they get it going and move the ball around, and their quarterback is just outstanding. Rayvon Bartlett Jr., both on the ground and through the air. And when he's got it going, they definitely got the size and the speed there. The Hudson defense, they're going to have to draw the line in the sand. 45 seconds to go, holding on to a 27-20 lead.
Players now line up after the timeout. Each have 2 left. Once again, 45 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. 4 receivers running back behind Bartlett. Takes the snap. Drops back. Wide open receiver on the far side. Catches it 10-5 into the end zone. Touchdown. And Greenfield, fighting their way back from 2 possessions down, are now an extra point away from tying this one up with 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
You talk about big-time momentum swings. We've seen, 4 or 5 big-time momentum swings just in this first half alone. 40, let's see, let me do my elementary math here. 53 points on the board. And Greenfield is an extra point away from tying this up.
They will line up for the PAT. We've seen a couple of times them go for a 2-point conversion. They did convert it on the last touchdown. And the kick is up. It is good, so we have a tie ball game, 27-all, with 38 seconds left to go.
And just as Hudson capitalized on a Greenfield turnover earlier in the half, Greenfield capitalized on the Hudson turnover. They had the ball with 2 minutes to go, and the conventional thinking at the time was, okay, they'll just bang it 3 times, use some clock, or at least force Greenfield to use their full complement of timeouts. And they went right to the air, and it was a good-looking pass. And unfortunately, the ball just got wrestled away at the 11th hour. Ended up being an interception, a turnover, and Greenfield capitalized on it, and we got ourselves a tie game.
That was the second turnover for the Raiders so far in this game. First one able to get off on it, not able to let Greenfield get anywhere on the offense, but on that time, not able to push through. And like we were talking about big plays, a big third down for Greenfield, able to convert on it, and then just keep going and finally get into the end zone on the drive.
Yeah, this has been an exciting first half for a game one and on a hot, muggy evening, and the teams haven't even practiced 3 full weeks yet. Been exciting. We've seen the share of penalties and turnovers just like you're going to see in week 1, but very entertaining.
And the kick is off, low squib kick, and roll right across the 35-30 before finally being picked up by Burgess. He's going to run up the middle, now fighting his way to the left side, gets across the 30-35 before finally wrestled down right near the 38. 32 seconds are left here in the second quarter. And after the turnover in the last drive, you think they're just going to go quick bang, and get out of the half, or do you think they're going to try something quick?
The conventional wisdom would say, okay, we went for it once and it kind of blew up in our face, and we got a tie game to just, take a knee or crack it up the middle. There's the other side that says the gambler, the guy that does the unconventional and tries to, do something that the defense isn't expecting. He says, maybe you go play action, go to the air. We'll see.
2 receivers, man in motion, hands it off to Squires up the middle, gets across the 40 to the 42. Clock down to 25 and counting. Good gain on first down. It'll be right around a 2nd and 6.
Luke Mayer tuning in. He said, I rode the bench all last year, but love to see the boys getting it done. Go Raiders. That one coming in from Luke Mayer.
2nd down at 6. 10 seconds and counting left to go. Handoff. Squires right side has some room. Good blocks. Gets across midfield 45. And shy of the 46 seconds are left. Now counting down to 5. The Raiders do have 2 timeouts. And they will take their second one.
And maybe the strategy is here, okay, they're on the 42-yard line. If you could get, maybe a quick hitter or an out to the sideline, something. I mean, 5 seconds is not a lot of time to work with, but they do have one more timeout. If they could add 15 yards to this and get inside, or even to the between 25, 26-yard line, possibly, a field goal attempt in the literally the closing seconds. If nothing else, you definitely have time for a Hail Mary type of play, maybe a double reverse, something like that, a halfback option perhaps. Not a lot of time to work with, but they do have a shot here.
We've seen Hildebrand air it out a few times already in this game. Won't be surprised to see just give it a shot as the secondary is playing back on the receivers and the line. It's a first down at 10, 5 seconds left, final play of the first half. Hildebrand is going to roll out to the right, throws towards the far side. The ball is caught, but will be brought down shy of the end zone. A good pass there by Hildebrand. They right to Jager Marvin.
Jager Marvin.
But that's going to close out our first half, just like we started this game tied. 27-all in this contest between the Hudson Raiders and the Greenfield Hustle Hawks here on MSBN. Another good atmosphere here, whereas we're here at Middleton High School, getting ready for the second half as we're just about to end halftime. Both teams tied at 27 each. Hudson will get the football to start the second half. And as we were kind of talking about just a bit earlier, to end that second half, a turnover cost the Raiders 7 points to make this a 27-27 game. Raiders were leading at 1 point by 2 possessions, but a couple of big drives by Greenfield able to bring it back to a tie game.
Well, I think that interception was key there with 2 minutes to go. That ended up setting up a window of opportunity that Greenfield jumped through to tie the game in the closing seconds of the second quarter. And it's always hindsight is 20/20. You say, well, if Hudson just would have played it close to the vest and maybe ran the clock out, they would have went in with the lead. But in other words, on the other side, if he makes the catch, they're excellent field position. Maybe they put another score up.
The second half is underway. Kickoff return rate across the 10, gets across the 25, and finally brought down shy of the 30-yard line. Not bad field position to start their first drive of the second half for the Hudson Raiders. A good return made there by Jager Marvin.
Well, I think the Raiders just have to put kind of that close of the first half behind them. It's a tie game. It's anyone's ball game. They got 2 quarters to come out of here playing a tough Greenfield team, back and forth, and trying to get out of here and head back north with the win.
So first down and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Stubendick under center. He's going to keep it on the right side. Has plenty of room. 40, 45, 50.
He's gone.
Trying to outrun the guys. And gets pushed out of bounds. Just right around. Let's see, he got across the 40. He's going to be just shy of the 35 where they mark this ball at the 36. So a good start to the second half for the Raiders.
The quarterback rotation continues. Max Stubendick back in. He started the game in the first quarter. And Stubendick and Helterbrand are 2 very different types of quarterbacks. Stubendick, a shorter quarterback. He's a junior, only 5 to 150 pounds, but that's the element he brings. Excellent run.
First down and 10 from the 36. He's going to keep it once again. Gets across the 35 and shy of the 30-yard line. Going to mark him right at the 31. Good run on first down, gain of 5. Explosive start for the Raiders to start the second half.
Dan Teese emailing in. He said, love the broadcast sitting here in Hudson. What do you think the keys to the game for each team are in the second half? And after this play, we can get to that.
Second down and 5, the Greenfield 31. Stubendick going under center. Receiver to the near side. Man in motion. And Stubendick keeps it. Option play to the right side. Gets it to Marvin. Brought down across the 30, shy of the 25. It's going to be right around the first down marker. See where they spot this.
Marvin took a heck of a hit from Sam Wolfgram, the 5'10", 200-pound linebacker, junior linebacker for the Greenfield team. He took a hard hit and was able to hang on to the ball.
This will be third down and short. Some of the keys so far, at least for Hudson, is keep this offensive momentum going and make some stops on defense when needed be and stay turnover free. Third down and 1 now. And handoff to Squires right side. That's a first down. Shy right around the 20-yard line. See where they mark this exactly. And it will be right at that 20-yard line, so another first down for the Raiders here in the second half.
That being Aaron Squires, and he's a nice compliment. He's a junior, too, to the 2 smaller seniors, Marvin and Burgess. And Squires has had a nice game so far as well. I think the keys for Greenfield is to keep that passing attack going and, so many weapons and getting back into what they were doing, did so well in the first half.
Almost a broken play on first down, able to muster right back to the line of scrimmage. And for Greenfield, they really spread the field offensively, and they were able to get some good opportune moments to score the 1 touchdown to bring it back to a 1-possession game, and then get the turnover before halftime to really get the drive going to tie this one up as well.
Well, I think Greenfield has to really leverage their speed. I think they're the faster team of the 2.
And a penalty flag will fly. That's going to be false start on the Raiders.
And avoid the penalties. That's the key for both teams.
They're going to say offsides. They're going to say offsides on Greenfield, so advantage for Hudson.
Reading the body language from here, I thought it was offensive offsides.
Nonetheless,
we'll take it.
Second down and 5 for the Raiders. Ball at the Greenfield 15. And off to Squires up the middle, able to get a few yards. They'll be shy of the 10. This will be marked down right near the 12. They'll make it about a third down and 3.
Squires getting a lot of touches here in this opening drive of the second half. Carl Eller said, what an exciting What an exciting first half. Thanks, MSBM, for streaming the games this year. Your work is much appreciated. Thank you very much for the kind words. Quick shout out to all the freshman Raiders who are online watching the game. You will be these guys in cleats before you know it, and I second that, Coach.
There you go. Good motivation for the future. 3rd down and 3, man in motion. Squires runs up the left side, and Greenfield, like you said, good penetration. He's going to be shy of a first down. Clock now nearing down, 9 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. We're tied 27-all.
Now they're showing.
And it's going to be 4th down, yes.
They're showing, okay, they were showing first down on the scoreboard, and I knew that was wrong.
Yeah, 4th down and 3.
Big down for Hudson here in this opening drive of the second half.
Stubendick under center, 2 receivers, man in motion. Changing the play at the line. Goes back under. Takes the snap, gets it to Squires on the right side, has some room up the middle. That's going to be a first down, fighting his way across the 5. And shy of the goal line. That's going to be first down and goal near the 1 or 2 yard line.
I'll tell you what, it's turning into the Aaron Squires show. Nothing real fancy, just power football between the tackles. And credit the offensive line of the Hudson Raiders for opening up those running lanes. We got to give shout-outs to those guys in the trenches. They make it all happen, and they're doing a heck of a job. Big-time 4th down pickup.
Especially the job at the center, number 74, Trevor Reimer, 5'11", 265 pounds, able to get a lot of push up the middle for Squires. As the next play, rush up the middle, not able to get anything there. If anything, a loss. So it'll be 2nd down and goal. Right around the 3. Clock now under 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter, excuse me.
And I think it's key that Hudson punch it in here and not have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Burgess now in the game on the right side. He goes in motion.
Change of play.
Goes back under center. Man in motion. Stubendick's going to keep it himself now. Option right side in there for the touchdown. The Raiders answer back to start the second half. Cole Danielson, the 5'10", 190-pound sophomore running back for the Raiders, gets his first touchdown of the 2016 season with 7:31 left to go in the third quarter.
After a steady diet of Aaron Squires and Marvin and Burgess, Danielson breaks through for the Raiders, and they're back on top.
Lined up now for the extra point.
The bleacher creature's out.
And the kick is up. And it is good. 7-point lead for the Raiders. 7:31, 34-27 lead as the Raiders answer back to start for the second half. And a good start there. Great run by Stubendick to get the big gain as well to keep it going. And a beautiful option pitch to the outside to Danielson to get it into the end zone.
Well, it really is, and that's what I was talking about at halftime with this quarterback rotation. You got Kaiser Helterbrand, heard a lot of good things. He's definitely got the size. He's a bigger kid. He's the sophomore. Got the arm, and then you have Max Stubendick. He's only 5'150 150 and he's a junior. Both of these guys are going to be back next year. He's more the traditional option-type quarterback, when Hudson goes into that option, primarily the running attack, whereas Helterbrand is more of the drop-back passer type, using his bigger body and the stronger arm. It's a nice 1-2 combination. It really is.
So once again, 7:31 left to go here in this third quarter. Opening drive for the Raiders goes for 7 points, and they lead at 34-27. The kickoff is ready for the Hustling Hawks.
And again, guys, keep those emails coming in. So many wonderful emails tonight from people tuning in. A lot of people back home. Very easy to do. Click on the Email Us link on your game tracker screen. You let us know who you are, where you're listening from, who you're cheering for tonight, and glad to have you on board.
Kick is off to be returned inside the 10. Great kick there. Gets across 15-20. Cutting back to the middle part of the field. Gets across the 25, 30, 35. And tries to spin out of a few tackles before brought down near the 36-yard line. A good return for Greenfield as they will now try to answer back and get this back to a tie ball game here midway through the third.
Both of these teams have had good punt and kickoff returns and have had very good field position to work with. Now, I'll be curious if Greenfield, continues to go, if they're going to try to feature maybe a little bit more running, but they had such success with this 4 and 5 receiver set passing attack, and that's right what they're going to do.
Spreading out the field once again, a quick pass to the near side, and it's complete across the 40, loses the football, and a fight for it. Goes to the near side, let's see who got it, and Hudson says they do. And the signal, it's official, Hudson football, and a big turnover there as the Raiders will take over in Greenfield territory right at the 47-yard line.
Well, we got two pretty evenly matched teams. We had a tie game at halftime, and both teams feature, certain elements of their offense that are working very well tonight. So what does it come down to? Well, it comes down to turnovers, penalties, and special teams play. When two evenly matched teams in a tight game, it usually comes down to one of those variables. That's a big turnover that time, advantage Hudson.
Fourth turnover of the game, second for Greenfield, 2 each. As Stubidic gets it to Burgess on the left side on the nice pitch, able to get a few blocks.
There he
goes.
Get
down 35-30, trying to cut back in, now back outside, 25-20 before pushed out of bounds. And a good run on first down by Burgess. Keeps the Raider offense going. Let's see if they can capitalize on this turnover and turn it into another touchdown.
If you like exciting running, you're gonna enjoy this 2016 season with the combination of Jagger Marvin and Andre Burgess.
First down and 10 at the Greenfield 22. Under 7 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Raiders looking to get back to a 2-possession lead. Man in motion is Marvin. Stubidic changes the play at the line, now goes back under center. Takes the snap, gives it to Squires up the right side, now cuts back up the middle and gets across right around the 15-yard line. And a good carry there on first down.
We don't have full stats. We'll see if we can track some stats down in our post-game show. But Hudson's starting to really rack up the yards now on the ground here tonight. We'll have to see if we, what the final tally is, but it's starting to add up.
Second down and 2 for the Raiders, a gain of 8 on the carry by Squires. And now the pitch to Marvin on the right side. Has a few blocks, gets to the 10, 5, and gets to the corner of the end zone. And he is indeed in. Touchdown to the Raiders.
Now, wait a minute. I thought they called him out at the 1.
There was a signal from right in the end zone. And he's able to get in. So a touchdown for the Raiders with 6:01 left to go.
Now, wait a minute here. It is, okay. They hadn't put it up on the scoreboard, and it is a touchdown indeed. The Bleacher Creatures made the trip down to Middleton, and there they are.
PAT attempt, kick is up, and it is good. 6:01 left to go in the third quarter. Raiders starting to roll here early on in the second half. They now lead it 41-27 over Greenfield. They take advantage of the turnover and turn it into 7 points.
Absolutely, just as Greenfield did at the tail end of the first half with Hudson's turnover. That goes back to what we talked about at halftime, taking advantage of turnovers, turnovers, penalties, special teams plays. There it is. And Hudson really, when they went into halftime, they had that 2-score lead, and Greenfield came back and tied it up. The momentum was on Greenfield's side.
Yeah.
But Hudson came out, had a good kickoff return, put an excellent drive together, struck pay dirt, took advantage of a Greenfield turnover in their opening possession, capitalized on it. Next thing you know, they're back up 2 scores.
So kind of like what I brought up right around halftime, even though Greenfield was really started to bring that momentum late in the second half, the one advantage the Raiders did have is they were getting the ball to start the second half, and whether or not what they were able to do with it was up to them. Able to score that touchdown, get the turnover, score another touchdown, and just like that, you're up 2 scores.
Matt Courtney's enjoying the broadcast. He says, shout out to Cole Danielson for getting his first varsity touchdown. We enjoyed that as well. Matt, thank you for emailing in. Pat Friedvan, he's listening in from Germany tonight.
All right.
Loving the hometown Raiders broadcast, Pat. Hope all is well over there in Germany, and glad we could bring this broadcast to you over there. Safe travels back home.
Kick is off, a good kick indeed inside the 10 to be returned by the Hawks. Run across the 20-25, has some good speed and an opening right across the 35-40, shaking off some tackles and finally pushed out of bounds across the 45. Another good return by the Hawks. It sets up good field position with under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
And one thing the Hudson Raiders cannot do, now that they're up 2 scores and they've had a couple good drives and Greenfield had the key turnover, is not play not to lose.
Yeah.
Remain aggressive. Do not get complacent. I think that happened a little bit in the first half and allowed that door to open, and Greenfield went through it. Next thing you know, he had a tie ball game.
First down at 10 to throw in 47. A quick option to the left side. The pitch is made right across midfield to the 45, and the ball came out at the end. It looks like he may have been down, and they will rule him down on the run there.
Well, that would have been huge for Hudson.
Yeah, the carry by Ezekiel Banks. Leading rusher last year for Greenfield, 14 touchdowns on the ground. Right around 700 yards on the season as well. Comes up with a big first down. A big carry on first down. Make it second down and 1.
Eau Claire North in a dogfight with Lacrosse Central over at Carson Park. Central holding a slim 13-12 lead. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter on that one.
They do mark it a first down at the Hudson 43-yard line. Takes a snap, throws right side, the pass just a little bit ahead of the receiver, and it'll drop to the ground. The pass from Bartlett over to Sam Streeter, not able to make it.
Another Hudson Raider who had a very, very good career with the Raiders, Dayton Diemel, the former running back, now at Wake Forest University in North Carolina. I enjoyed watching Dayton Diemel run the football immensely during his time here. I hope all is well at Wake Forest.
Snap is taking, pressure coming, bubble screen up the middle, not able to come down with it is Banks. And that's now a third down and long for Greenfield as they were looking for a big play on the screen and not able to get it. Good pressure there by defensive lineman for the Raiders to make Bartlett throw it early.
Greenfield right now looks like a rattled football team. They had the momentum. The game they tied the game up late in the first half, and Hudson's put 2 big scores on them. They're playing tight right now. They're rattled.
5 receivers set, third down at 10 at the Hudson 43. 5:14 left to go in the third quarter. Bartlett takes the snap, pressure coming, able to evade, gets by one tackler, now looking to run. Defenders are coming, gets by one, gets to the 40, 35-30, 25-20, and finally brought down inside the 20. What a job by Bartlett to get by defenders, use his elusiveness, and able to get brought down for a big first down.
Rayvon Bartlett Jr. potentially, in my opinion, now I've only seen him this game, has Division I talent potential. And time and again, he's pulled it out on 3rd and long and kept drives going. He's the real thing.
Good composure in the pocket and able to evade out. So we're now under 5 minutes left to go. Hands off, right up the middle. Good carry inside the 15. That carry made by Zach Foshi, the junior 5'10 wide receiver / running back for this Hustling Hawks team.
Carranza and Christie emailing in, said sorry family couldn't make it to the game, but we're watching from home. They're watching in Red Wing, Minnesota. We love you, Jaden, number 3. Go Raiders.
And they are going to suspend the game. Lightning in the air.
Well, we just got
done talking about how great the weather. And all of a sudden, look at that.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, we had to say something, didn't we?
I heard him say something. Well, yeah, really. It's like
we're a bad jinx already to start the season.
I remember last year I was telling somebody over coffee how I had a driver's license for 25 plus years and never had an accident. The next day I had an accident.
Oh, boy.
So is it a permanent suspension?
No, it's
just gonna
30 minutes.
Yeah, right around 30-minute suspension. So with 4:41 left to go in the third quarter, Hudson leads at 41-27 as fans now coming out of the bleachers. Both teams off the field. Hudson already off. Greenfield slowly getting off, and we'll have a suspension in play here as the weather might be turning up a little bit here in southern Wisconsin.
Yeah, what we're just going to have to do, and I talked about it earlier. We shouldn't have said anything.
Nope. I'm never going to talk about the weather ever again.
I know. Me too. The thing is, when you have this hot, humid weather,
things pop up.
Things pop up. Yeah, I mean, we're talking probably 70% humidity or something like that, and And there was talk in the forecast at one time about potential weather coming in. I know it's so unfortunate. We're talking, big-time chance of rain tomorrow with Pepperfest up in North Hudson, which I absolutely love to attend. And
I went to Pepperfest last year.
Yeah, it was great. I love Pepperfest, and be sure to check it out for those of you watching back home. But one of the things looming on the horizon is this potential for significant rain this weekend at different times, and we can only hope that holds off maybe till next week or something. But Cody, you have the radar pulled up here on your phone.
Nice band of rains coming, stretching just northwest of Madison all the way over to right around Waterloo, Iowa. So a good stretch. We're just going to catch the tail end of it on the north side, and it looks to be a good band of rain behind it, so maybe a good pocket to get the rest of this game in once this storm rolls through.
Okay, we got 4:41 to go here in the third quarter. Hudson holding that 41-27 lead by WIAA rules. We do have to suspend play. I believe this was 30 minutes. I had 45 in my head, but I think it's 30.
That's every lightning strike, though.
Every lightning, and now we have another. So now it just resets for another 30